Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is really a pleasure to be here to address this important initiative to improve human capabilities. Let us open our hearts and minds to this new perspective, which could help us to transform struggling communities from pockets of despair to beacons of hope. In our quest to expand human capabilities, we must look beyond conventional ideas on the topic and ask ourselves some bold questions. Let me start by those questions. What if humanitarian efforts were able to transcend beyond meeting basic needs and could instead present practical steps towards building communities, capabilities, and improving livelihoods? What if humanitarian efforts through global collaboration were able to resolve or even prevent conflicts? What if humanitarian efforts were able to focus more strongly on providing real hope, stability, and a brighter future for IDPs and refugees? What if humanitarian efforts were able to focus more on children's health, protection, and education? What if cooperative humanitarian efforts were able to provide vulnerable communities with real opportunities for better future by providing training programs, capacity building, and technical support? What if humanitarian efforts included collaboration with universities, researchers, industries to offer real solutions and real hope to fragile and struggling communities? Although the goals behind these questions pose real challenges to today's humanitarian providers, they are by no means impossible to achieve. If we do not act urgently, however, global donor funding may not even be enough to cover urgent relief responses, let alone provide those in need with the chance to improve their lives and the lives of their families on the longer term. For those reasons and many others, King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, thereby KS Relief, has worked tirelessly over the past 8 years with 175 valuable aid partners to maximize efforts to increase capabilities by implementing innovative solutions to improve community resilience. KS Relief and its partners have created opportunities and helped communities in need to move towards self-sufficiency and a brighter future. For example, and you will see in the videos the teams of KS Relief in the field, including myself. I'll give you an example of a boy in Yemen who wanted to become a doctor, lost his leg in a landmine encounter. He can still hope to achieve his career goals, and thanks to KS Relief artificial limb and prosthetic centers which are located around the country, not only he can receive the physical and psychosocial services he needs, but also he can receive KS Relief educational programs, volunteer capacity building missions, can take him from a place of despair to a place of real hope and the ability to fulfill his dreams. Let me add 2 more stories. The story of a young girl called Asma, whose life was turned upside down by the ongoing conflict in Syria because she and her family were forced to flee their home. Asma education stopped completely, not only for a month or 2, but for 5 years. Asma loved to learn and was able to return to her education thanks to KS Relief UNESCO School in Saad Nile in Lebanon. Another example is, she was also able to make friends and was inspired by her teachers, and also was so happy to finally be able to return to the path of completing her education. Asma's guiding principle was that the desire to learn never stops, and if there is a will, there is a way. Another important story in our encounter is that of Hamza from Yemen, when she lost her husband and she was left with her children. She became the sole breadwinner and caretaker of her young children. Hamza has 2 options, either despair or hope. She selected the latter. Hamza enrolled in a sewing course being offered through KS Relief, My Skills, My Livelihood program, which was conducted in Tarim in Yemen. She was given a sewing machine and diligently worked to improve her skills as a seamstress. Soon after completing her training, her new hobby became her livelihood, and one that her children rely upon till today. Hamza was one of 100 women who participated in a sewing of 2,000 school bags for Yemeni students, an initiative that not only gave the woman income, but also helped provide children with much-needed school supplies. I'm recounting on these stories not simply to highlight the importance of KS Relief work, but also to showcase how humanitarian work beyond subsistence aid can foster a spirit of self-reliance in vulnerable communities. Ladies and gentlemen, the stories of Asma and Hamza remind us that the human spirit is one of hope and resilience. The impact of humanitarian support directly relates to the development of human capabilities, and this begins with education. Imagine a world in which we work together to support education and skill-building programs that create new opportunities for people who once had no hope for tomorrow. With our continued efforts, once struggling communities can move towards hope and realize a vision of a brighter future. We strive to create a new global reality in which relief aid, education, and capacity building are equally important components in a successful rebuilding and rehabilitation of people and communities in crisis. Before I close, I would like to leave you with the following thoughts. Number 1, humanitarian funding gap is expanding. Number 2, transformation towards building capacity, transformation towards building capabilities is very essential. Education, training, and capacity building, coupled with innovation and global collaboration, are key elements to bring hope to communities in need. And lastly, I will call upon all universities, researchers, and industry to participate, to be creative, to bring a brighter future to those in crisis. Before I leave you, I will share with you this short video. Thank you.